If you can dream it, we can plan it. Oh, where do you want to go? Just let me know. Magic moments, far off oceans. We're chasing sunsets, chasing hope. Pack your bags, we'll handle the rest. With dreams and destinations, we're chasing the best. Your imagination, our inspiration, will take you coast to coast, no hesitation. Like dreams and destinations. Oh, 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 oh.
Welcome to Dreams and Destination, a podcast brought to you by the agents of A Dream and a Wish Travel Co. I'm your host, Liz, along with co-host Nikki
Hello, everybody. How are you?
and Ashlyn.
Hi, friends.
On today's episode, you'll get to meet the hosts of Dreams and Destination, and we will have the owner of A Dream and a Wish Travel Co. here to tell us a little bit about the agency and why using a travel agent is in your best interest. So without further ado, let's get rolling. Episode 1, ladies.
here.
We are
Woo!
here.
We made it.
So excited. So this has been a long time coming, a lot of hard work, and I'm very proud of us, I have to say.
We're so
I'm
excited.
recording and re-recording and re-recording and learning how to do this. So it's been a journey for us. So Ashlyn, tell us a little bit about what we've gone through to get here. We're to this journey of ours.
Well, this is the second time we are recording our first podcast because our first podcast, our real first podcast, was riddled with so many technological errors that we couldn't use it. So here we are again. Here we are again. We released our jingle, our theme song, which is a bop, I have to say.
It's a bop.
Yes, absolutely.
It is
I'm a
straight
little,
bop.
I mean, we might be a little biased, but I think it's pretty great. It's a catchy tune.
It just goes to show what a little bit of hard work, a few rhyming words, and AI can do for a jingle.
Amen.
So before anyone asks who sings it, it's none of us. The
It's a
answer
robot.
is 0 of us.
It's
It is
a
a robot
robot.
singing.
Yeah.
And she's amazing.
She's great. Give her a Grammy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Stick around for the music video. Yeah, so we, like Ashlyn said, we've gone through some technical difficulties. What do you know about that, Nikki? Any technical
I know a
difficulties
lot.
on your end?
You know, quite a few. We just had one, but you know what? We're here, and I'm just going to let it go, and we're going to move on. So, yeah, we're here. Made it.
We're just letting
Excited.
it ride.
right.
So one of the things we wanted to cover in this episode is just getting to know us because you're going to hear a lot from us. And, you know, we want you guys to know a little background about us. So let's start with you, Nikki. Tell us a little about yourself, where you're from, how we find you. Why are you a travel agent?
Yeah, so my name's Nikki. I am located in northern Indiana, so I am close to the Michigan line, about an hour from Chicago. So this year, my husband and I have our 20th wedding anniversary. We have 2 kids, a 5-year-old and a 12-year-old. And you can find me on Instagram. It's Dem, D-E-M, Disney Travels. And the reason why I became a travel agent, honestly, is when I started to travel, I did it by myself and I needed one. I needed the help and I didn't have anybody to fall back on. And after our big first Disney trip, I said, this is what I'm doing and I'm going to do it. And this is where I'm at 5 years later.
That's awesome. And we love you for that. Nikki's been doing this longer than me and
Both of
Ashlyn.
us.
So
Yeah.
we look to her for advice on things in the travel agent industry.
And I do the same for you guys too. We learn something new every day.
That is
do.
true. You really do. Ashlyn, go ahead. Tell us a little about yourself.
My name is Ashlyn Harrison. You can find me on Instagram at the.duchess.of.disney. There's too many dots in there. And I live in Houston, Texas with my husband and our 2 dogs. I am really big into Disney bookings. I am 1000% a Disney girly. That is my wheelhouse, whether it's the parks, the cruises, Aulani, whatever. That's my gig. And that's really one of the reasons I wanted to become a travel agent, is because that is such a passion of mine. I am a major Disney nerd. I'm a, full-fledged Disney adult. And I just kept seeing people doing Disney wrong and being like, you know, why did this trip turn out so poorly? And what, you know, where did we go wrong here? And I'm like, well, I can actually help you with that. And so that's really one of the reasons why I became a travel agent, is just because I love it so, so much. And when I see clients of mine in the parks having these magical experiences, and I know that I had just a little bit to do with that, it's the best feeling. I love it so much. And yeah, I'm really stoked to be here.
All right. And I'm Liz. You can find me on Instagram at travel.wiz.liz. I have dots in mine too. I didn't like it all smushed. I didn't like it all smushed together. It was hard to read it. So I had to put the dots in just for my own aesthetic, I guess. I am originally from Michigan. Oddly enough, me and a co-host share a birth town, the tiniest town in the history of Michigan.
The tiniest
we were
town.
both born in Battle Creek, Michigan, home of Kellogg's cereal. But anyways, I'm a Tampa transplant now. I've lived down in Tampa, Florida for almost 15 years. I am married with a almost 3-year-old daughter. Her birthday's on next Tuesday. So I'm in the thick of three-nager life right now. And I became a travel agent, kind of similar reasons to the girls here. I started traveling very, very young. I actually spent pretty much all my student loan money on traveling when I was younger. I had full scholarships, but I took out student loans so I could travel. And as I got older, when I moved to Florida, especially, I had people asking me all the time, you know, how do you do this? How can you afford to do this? How can you do this? How can you do that? And it became, you know, it just became something people were asking me for. And I didn't even know travel agents really existed until I honestly started working with one for a Disney trip. I was just like, you know what? I've never used one. I see them advertised on social media. And Angelica, one of our owners, was actually my first travel agent. I was
awesome.
like, I was like, man, this is awesome that this is A, a job, and B, I don't have to think about my vacation. I can just show up. So I just, you know, got the opportunity to do it for myself. And I couldn't pass up the chance to help people experience the same kind of, you know, magical trips that I've done, you know, Disney and all over the world. So for me, that's just kind of where I got my start into travel agency. So there we have it. There we have it. So
This is us, everybody.
Yeah,
this is us.
us.
The chaos. This is us.
It's going to get more chaotic. So, but yeah, I'm excited to dig into the show and hear a little bit from Dani. She'll be on in just a minute. We are so excited today to have in the studio with us Dani, one of the owners of A Dream and a Wish Travel Co. and our fearless leader. She's going to be here to talk a little about the agency and just tell everybody what it means to be a travel agent and, you know, what makes our agency so much so unique and so special when there's a lot of different ones out there. So thank you, Dani, so much for being here with us on our first episode. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to enlighten the world with all of our travel knowledge and ridiculous stories. So we really appreciate you and your time for being here today. So to get started, tell us a little about yourself and how the wonderful listeners, whatever they're called, can find you.
Well, I'm Dani. I am one half of our agency owners. Our other owner, Angelica, is very pregnant, so she is not on these late calls with us. So we started this together. We have been travel agents together for 5 years now. We worked at other companies, but we always felt like we just wanted to do something different and special. So here we are today. We can be found on our Instagram, A Dream and a Wish Travel Co. From there, you can click around and find our personal pages, but you can also go on our website, adreamandawishtravelco.com, which was newly updated, and it has a ton of information, and it showcases all our agents, and it's beautiful.
Stunning.
We
It
love
really
it.
is beautiful.
It
That's
is.
where
It's
you can
great.
find us.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit, you know, we know a little background about you as a travel agent. Tell us how you branched off and started your own agency instead.
Yeah, so Angelica and I really just wanted to start something that was fresh and different for us. We wanted to build a community rather than have a competition. You'll see a lot of times with travel agencies or any company, people start to get competitive who work together. So we decided to do things a little differently, and we wanted to make it so that everybody can work as one team and no one felt like they were left out. Nobody feels that they're not part of the community. So we've fostered that a lot, I think. I'm sure all of you can attest to that. We really try to keep it very open, where Angelica and I are available all the time, and we just really want to help everybody succeed in this business, because it's a hard business, especially the first year or two. It's hard to grow your client base, and we really try to make it as easy as possible.
And I can say from, not that maybe a travel agency specific, but from a, just an employee employer relationship, like the community you've built is really exceptional. And it's definitely evident in the way all of the agents get along with each other, the way you guys conduct it, and even just like you said, it's a true community where I never feel guilty to ask my colleagues or even my bosses questions or anything like that. So that's definitely a testament to you and Angelica really striving to build a community, not just a business, for sure.
Yeah, it is a really healthy work environment. And I mean, coming from multiple different work backgrounds, this has been just so warm and so welcoming, and everyone's there to help each other, which makes us better agents in the long run too, because we're learning from each other and we're helping each other out. And yeah, you guys have really gone above and beyond to create a really, really special space
You.
for everybody.
Well, we appreciate that. I mean, this isn't it is my full-time job. I technically have two full-time jobs. So I do work HR for a local university. So I feel like a lot of that background I really try to instill here. I work for a really great office where I am there as well. And that team environment, it's just so embedded in me that I felt like I needed that with this company as well.
Yeah.
How do you feel that sense of community and that, teamwork that you've built into your employees and your business, how do you think that is, really shows in the client experience? How does that change the client experience as opposed to, a more toxic work environment? How do you think that
I mean,
impacts?
I think our clients really make out with how we handle our agents and the community, because, it might not be, we might not all have stayed at like the same resort, but we can come to each other and say, hey, my client really wants to stay here. Who can give me advice on this? And then we can give that to our client. Nobody's holding back. Everyone will share information. And you don't always get that places. You sometimes get places that don't want to share those experiences because they feel like they're in a competition, and they're losing, like they're wasting their time by helping you. But in reality, everyone's helping grow our business, and it just gives us better resources to give our clients the more we grow.
Yeah, there's no gatekeeping in this company. Everyone is open and honest and willing to share, and
Yeah.
whatever people need. I mean, it's like you said, it's a community, and it's really awesome.
And that's one of the reasons why I love it so much, is because everybody is so open-handed to help everybody and is always there for everybody. And from being an agent previously, it really feels well to be able to walk in and have that feeling with everybody.
Yes.
I think it just like truly, as from a standpoint of, a traveler who used one of our owners as my personal travel agent before I became an agent myself, the depth that the company as a whole has, the depth of knowledge we have as a whole is truthfully, it's so much deeper than any one person is ever going to have. Just the other day, I think someone put in our group chat asking for recommendations for like a random Jamaica cruise or something, like some
Right.
Jamaican resort, and like four people were like, oh yeah, I know. And like that's just that's not something you can get everywhere, especially if you have, that gatekeeping where, people are like, I could tell you, or I could just steal your client. Like it's
Right.
definitely
Right. Which
never
we
going
don't
to
have.
be a thing. No, we don't do
Yeah.
that.
I don't
What
want you to.
I'm sorry.
I was just no. I was going to say you have people out there who don't want you to make bigger numbers than them, and so they're not going to give you any of that information. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Danny.
No, I was going to say about numbers, like that's something we just don't talk about. So like
Yeah.
Ashlyn wouldn't know what Liz does in sales, and Liz doesn't know what Nikki does in sales, and that's fine for some companies if they want to announce sales. That's their thing. But we felt like it brought some competition that we just felt icky about. So we always said, you know what, we're not going to announce that. We will celebrate people privately. We will do different things, but we won't talk about it in a public forum, in our meetings or on Facebook, Instagram, all of that. So I think that truly helps because no one knows.
So you said you do like a lot of private celebrations. What are some things you do for your agents to, celebrate their milestones and their successes?
I mean, even things of, buying a bracelet or sending a card, sending a text message, letting them know, hey, you hit this milestone, congratulations. Sometimes I don't pick up on it right away, so it might be a little delayed. So, but it's just those little things, and I know people who have been celebrated are like, "Oh my goodness, I didn't even realize I hit that number," because we've instilled in it. Like, when you talk numbers, I feel like everyone then becomes a number, right? So this is my highest salesperson. This is my lowest salesperson. You just became a number. You didn't become an agent. You just became a figure, and we don't like that. So we like to just do those little celebrations or texts or whatever, just to give that morale aspect of it because it is important.
And I definitely think that rubs off on your client care as well too. Like there's a certain type of client that, you all are, you're wanting that one that wants to stay in the President's Suite club level with 10-day tickets and VIP park hoppers and all of this stuff, and
Yes.
obviously we all want that person, but there are people out there, there are agencies and agents out there that will look at someone, who maybe just wants to go for a weekend trip and stay at a value resort and just say, it's not worth my time. And I think that's something that I don't think crosses anyone's mind here because it's not about a number. It's about an experience for people.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like
And it's
that.
about providing them with memories, no matter what their budget is.
Yeah,
And getting-
absolutely. And we we didn't want that to rub our clients the wrong way. We did receive feedback from people, from clients who have said, I love that you guys don't post, I just hit this sales number, because then I would feel like a number as well and not a client. Most of my clients are not my friends, so they're very open to give me this information. So we really took that and went with it.
And it really does show. And I think it changes how us as agents view our clients too, because we know we're not a number, so they are not a number.
Right.
And it's
Right.
like I'm literally taking clients on a tour of Disney next week because I just happen to be there the same day they are. And I said, hey, let's meet up and I'll walk you around the park because I am a park map.
We all are.
We all are.
Their own VIP status.
Yes, they don't even know it. I
Yeah.
need
They
to
don't
get the
even know it.
vest.
You need to get the vest.
plaid. You need the plaid, girl.
So tell us a little more about the process you and Angelica go through when you're finding agents, because I know the three of us will attest to the fact that there's not a single person in this agency that I have met. And I think I've met a good chunk of the agents, and there's not a single one I haven't instantly got along with. So what do you go through? What does your hiring process look like for someone that is, aspiring to be an agent, to
Yeah.
work for a Dream and a Wish Travel Co.?
Yeah.
Our application is, it's pretty basic. We ask the normal things. What's your name? We do ask what's their travel experience. But really, it's when we get them on the phone or on a video call and we let them speak. We hate to call it an interview because the word interview really spooks people. So I get them on there and I say, don't be nervous. We're just having a conversation. I know they're all like sweating and whatever. And I'm like, no, like we're just people. A lot of people have followed either Angelica and I on Instagram. So they get nervous. Angelica especially, because she does a lot of stories. They feel like they know her so well, so they get nervous. So we do try to calm people down, and then we just go over some questions, and we really want to know what their knowledge of travel is. There are people who have been to Disney maybe one time and think they could do this. That's just not the case. Like you need the experience.
No way, Jose.
I mean, I hate to sound like that, but we are picky because we want people who know what they're doing. We don't want people to do this and then get so ingrained in it and then they fail because they really don't know what they're doing. And we would see that right away. We would see it in chats, we'd see it in email. And everyone we've hired has had a lot of experience traveling, has had different types of travel experience, not just Disney. They've either been on cruises too, or all-inclusives, or whatever, whatever the case may be. And we do give them like a scenario question to see the depth of their knowledge. It's just like hey, if you have a client going in August, where would you send them for a hotel? Like what advice would you give them? And if they don't hit these key things, basically it's hot, this is what I would do in the heat, then we're like, yeah, that's not going to work. So
You're out of here.
Yeah, or if they mention in the interview, hey, I want to go to the Hogwarts Castle, can you tell me where it is in Hollywood Studios? It's like wrong park. And that's happened. And we know right away their application wasn't exactly truthful. So
Right.
We have been very picky. There's been times we've had 100 applications and we've hired 8 people. And it's just, it's just how it's worked. Angelica's probably a little bit more picky than me. I'd probably hire 20 people because I feel bad, but it's been the right decision, in the long run.
What do you look for as far as personality goes?
Outgoing, of course. In this business, you need to speak and you need to be able to communicate to clients exactly what they're in for, the good, the bad, the ugly. So if you can communicate well and just that outgoing personality, you're going to fit in. I mean, most people I think are really outgoing. I mean, there are some who we know are a little more shy or reserved. Not us, obviously. 4 of us can speak, but I know it's something I look for is that just like that personality jumps out of like, I really want this and this is what I can offer, and they do it in such a great way.
What would you say would be the hardest thing about being a travel agent, like with your clients, in your opinion?
The hardest thing. Yeah, it is a tough one. I've been doing this for 5 years. So the hardest thing is honestly when I've made a mistake. We are humans, and have I maybe booked 3-day tickets instead of 4-day tickets, and they notice when they get there, or those little things can happen. They're usually easy fixes, but I mean, it's that failure of it all. Like you want someone's trip to be perfect, and if something goes wrong, you feel horrible, even if it's out of your control, right? So like I worry about my clients when they travel, every single one of them. I'm like, oh no. I have about 8 clients traveling this next week. The pit in my stomach, that's the hardest thing. I'm worried about how check-in's gonna go, if they're gonna like their room, if like someone's gonna get sick, is it gonna be too cold? It's like all running through my brain right now.
Yeah, we're always worried about the weather and what's happening with, plane delays and all that jazz. Like, we're constantly looking out for people.
Absolutely.
So that is like the perfect segue into our next question for you. I think it's the one all of us have been asked more than probably any question out there. Why use a travel agent? What is the benefit? Because I can do it myself. So what is the benefit to using the services of a travel agent rather than just doing it yourself?
Well, first of all, the resorts, Disney, Universal, cruises, the price for a travel agent is already included in a package. So if you use one or not. So when you use one, you're paying the same exact price that you're paying if you book directly with those vendors. So instead of doing everything yourself, which, hey, you can book with one of us and you can still do a bulk of the planning. But when the questions come up about, can I upgrade? What do I need to travel on a cruise? What's the ID recommendations? All that stuff that they need answers to right away. You have us. You, if you book direct, yes, you can call. Maybe you can look it up online, but that's going to take you time. So if you just send a quick text, hey, what do I need? What do I need to pack for Disney? Can you help me? I'm going to answer you right away. I'm going to send an email or a text. You're not going to get that with the vendors. They are not going to answer you right away. So stuff like that, I think, are what I always tell people. You have us at your fingertips, really.
Yeah, it's the personal human touch of it all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you can buy a car from Carvana, but you can't test drive it and ask questions. And you can't have someone show you how the interface works because it just shows up at your doorstep. So
Right, exactly.
So anything else, any last words of wisdom, anything you want to leave us with before we say adieu for the day, night, whatever time it is?
Leave you with, we are super proud of you guys for doing this. Honestly, the last month or so of putting all of this together, Angelica and I have been very impressed, and we cannot wait for everyone to hear it. So thank you everyone for listening to them, because they have put a lot of work into this. So thank you all very much.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Dani.
Thank you so much for being
much.
on. We're so grateful to have you here telling your story too.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
And
you.
she'll be back, ladies and gentlemen
for
and
sure.
friends. She'll be back.
Back.
So that was Dani from A Dream and a Wish Travel Co., one of our fearless leaders. She is wonderful and one of the most helpful and understanding people you could ever hope to work for. So
That
thanks.
I mean, that is an understatement.
Yes.
She
Yeah.
is insane. She's awesome.
The combo, I can't wait for you guys to hear from Angelica too, because the combination of those two, like they're going to run the world one day, those two, because they're just incredible humans. So, but I definitely, agree with a lot of what she said about using a travel agent, because that question has come to me so many times this week alone, of people sending me literal screenshots of the vacations that I've put together and say, but look, I can book it myself. So, why am I using an agent? So, I thought that was a really cool thing for her to touch on, just, that most of the time you're paying for us anyways. Like I don't think people get that. They always think it's more money.
Everybody thinks that it's more money. It's essentially, it's essentially free. Like you're not paying anything more out of pocket to use a travel agent.
No.
It's built into the price. So it's kind of a no-brainer. Why not use a travel agent is the question we should be asking.
Right. Well,
People
and I
ask
think
that all the time.
yeah, and I think even just in the last week and a half alone with the Disney cruise promos that came out and a couple things, I saved my clients thousands just because I'm constantly looking. And the Disney one, the cruise one specifically came out, and I went, oh, I have a few clients going on Disney cruises in the next month. Let's see if it's available. So I picked up the phone, spent an hour and a half on the phone, just saving them money and getting them onboard credit and stuff. And that's, you could do that on your own. Yeah. But then you just lost an hour and a half of your day waiting on Disney holds.
Or more.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
the promo right now going on, those 2 park days,
Oh my gosh,
2 park days, 2 resort days, I was able to save somebody almost $3,000.
I'm telling you, it's better to not be a pass holder if you have a summer trip.
Yeah.
It's insane right now,
Yeah.
these deals.
Yeah, and being able to upgrade people's trips with promos is, a lot of people, once they've booked their vacation, they will forget about it until it's time to leave. And people don't understand, there is a lot, especially with a Disney trip, there's a lot that happens between the time you book your trip and when you leave. You have to make dining reservations, and if you're trying to do a special event, or
Lightning lanes.
Lightning lanes is a big one. That's a big one for me, because people will book their lightning lanes and they're booking the wrong lightning lanes. Like they're spending money on a lightning lane for It's a Small World when the wait's going to be, 5 minutes long. Don't waste it on that. Use it for something else.
Well, that kind of goes into, like we were talking about, of, what made us want to be travel agents. And Ashlyn, what you just said was one of the prime reasons why I did. My family and I did not, it was not able to grow up as a Disney kid. So it didn't happen for me until I was a Disney adult. And we took my son and daughter on their first, or well, yeah, my son and daughter on their first trip. And I didn't have somebody help me with all this. I didn't have somebody help me with dining. I didn't have somebody help me at the time lightning lanes wasn't a thing. I didn't have somebody help me with what the best resort was. Like I just did it by myself. I didn't know that was even an option. So that's the reason why I became a travel agent, because I wanted to make sure and help somebody, because I knew how that felt to be overwhelmed and not get the best bang for your buck, or get on the best rides and get the best dining and everything.
Yeah.
So just my own personal opinion, that's in the reason why I became an agent. That's the reason to me. So
It can be really daunting because there is so much. And then you have the, My Disney Experience app on top of that and trying to navigate that.
Yeah.
And we are here to help you with that. There's all the
Right.
technology now. And even if you are a seasoned traveler and someone who's been to Disney several times, I mean, I have clients who have been multiple 10 plus times to Disney World, and now they're using me as a travel agent, and they'll say, "Oh my gosh, I never knew this before. I never knew that before," because they're just simply not looking out for things that we are as travel agents.
I know. And that's like even when we do our agency trips and we get to be the passenger princesses to Dani or Angelica, who kind of plot out the whole trip for us and we just book it. But
Sit back and relax.
Oh my gosh. When we went this past January and Dani was like in line getting our next lightning lanes, and I'm just sitting there like, so where do I go next? Okay. Oh, pretzel time. Got it. Like it was, oh.
Got my Starbucks, got my donut. I'm good.
And that's something that we can really offer, these families. And you don't have to be the family that's screaming at each other in your 3-hour wait for flight of passage because you didn't know that you could have booked a lightning lane 7 days in advance, So it's just little things like that.
And that's going
Yeah.
to be one great thing about this podcast, listeners, that we're going to do is we are going to help you give those tips and tricks right here, right now. Like that is what our goal is. And that's not just Disney either. This is, sandals. This is cruises. This is, Jamaica, whatever it is.
Yeah.
This is what this goal is for us with this podcast, you guys. And most of all, there's one thing I want to know. Tell you girls, Ashlyn, Liz, tell me one of your best memories on one of your vacations.
Oh gosh.
Oh
gosh. There's so many.
Okay, are we talking like recent vacation, family, childhood
Just your best memory.
vacation?
I have the best amazing one.
You go
tell
first.
Okay, you
first.
go.
So-
I got to think. She's been thinking
Okay.
about this. We were
So-
unprepared.
See, I
sprung
threw it
this
right
on
at you.
us.
I did. So my son and I went on Everest together, first time. Now my son does not cuss by any means. Okay. So we're on this. We had no idea what was happening. When it stops and goes pitch black and goes backwards, I thought I was going to die. My son grabs my hand and says, "Mom, can I say a cuss word?" And I said, "This is the one and only time that you can say a cuss word." Yes. And he screams the F-bomb.
Oh my God. You gave him permission.
I gave him permission. But that is a memory that me and him are always going to have.
Yeah.
Like that is a core memory that we're never going to forget. And that is like the funniest thing. And it was just like, he asked permission first. And I just, to this day, like I will never forget that.
I love it. That's so fun.
Mine's a 2-parter. Is that okay? It's the same trip,
Yes.
but 5 years apart.
Okay, go for it.
So my husband and I got married in 2020, and we were celebrating our 3-year anniversary in 2019. So we started dating in 2016. So I surprised him. We had talked like our whole relationship, how he'd always wanted to visit the UK. He'd never been. I had been to London, but that was really it. And I'm a big Harry Potter fan. So I was like, no, we're going to do like a UK tour. We're going to like track the roads of Harry Potter. Like this was for him, but it was also for me. So in 2019, I planned this whole trip. Our anniversary was in April. I planned this whole trip, surprised him. He was so excited for it. He actually ended up proposing a month before we went on that trip. So he surprised me on that trip he had booked engagement photos in Scotland. So Scotland is like, if you don't know Harry Potter lore, Scotland is like the it's like the home, like Edinburgh is like the home of J.K. Rowling. It's where she like did a lot of the research for the book. There's like there's literally like a Tom Riddle grave in Edinburgh. Like it's all like
Harry
homage
Potter
to Harry
everywhere,
Potter,
everywhere.
right? So, and he knows how much I love Harry Potter. I'm a total dork. So he had planned these like really sweet engagement photos with this married couple from Edinburgh. And so then we got married in COVID year. We were supposed to honeymoon in Disney Paris for a week because for me, and then we wanted to go back to Scotland because we did our anniversary. Well, COVID happened. Our anniversary got postponed, or our honeymoon, excuse me, got postponed until 2024. So we didn't get to go on it. But by then we had an 18-month-old baby. So we went back to Scotland, went to the same places, and he hired the same photographers to do family photos of us in Edinburgh.
That's
so the
so
same
sweet.
people.
Oh my God, I love it.
So I have pictures with my fiance, now husband, in Edinburgh from this amazing couple that did these pictures of us. And then we got to go back years later with our daughter and do family pictures in the same spots with the same stuff. And it's like, and
I want to do that.
it was wonderful. It was the best.
That sounds like the best.
It was so sweet and so romantic, and just being able to experience something that was so meaningful to me and my husband, then being able to experience it years later with our daughter was just, I mean, it's like, it's core memory. Like I'm never going to forget
awesome.
it.
Priceless.
Okay,
Travel
your turn.
is priceless. All of these, core memories, like you just said. I mean, okay. I have so many. This is the problem.
I picked two, so you can have Nikki. You can pick another one if you want, because I
I'm
did
gonna-
too.
No, that's okay. I'm literally looking at my phone going, oh my God, it's 18%. Let's go. I'm like, no more technical difficulties, please.
So mine is going to be a Disney one as well. When my now husband and I first started dating, he knew that I was a major Disney adult, and we are both big Star Wars nerds. And so for his birthday, the first year that we were together, we had been together for about 9 months. I gave him a trip to Disney World, and it was for him, but it was, really for me. Because he had been to Disney a couple times as a kid. He hadn't been in like 20 years, something like that. And as Star Wars nerds, I was like, I got to get this guy to Galaxy's Edge because it is unreal.
Unreal.
And it was also kind of like a test a little bit. We had been together for 9 months, and I'm like, if this Joker is going to stick around, he's got to love this vacation. Like, he has to really be invested in this Disney trip. And so we went to Disney World. And of course, the first thing we did right out of the gate is, wake up the next morning after we got there and went straight to Hollywood Studios, straight back to Galaxy's Edge. And that guy lit up. His face was that of a 7-year-old child. I mean, he was so excited. And I specifically remember this moment where we are walking into Rise of the Resistance, and they open up the doors and all of the stormtroopers are there, and his face, oh my gosh. And that was, the specific moment where I was like, we're going to get married. Like, this dude right here, we're totally getting married. Yeah. He's a dork too. This is great. But yeah, there's
awesome
a million other just little stories like that, little anecdotes where, I was in Cozumel with my family, or I was, in Mexico with one of my friends, and we got lost in the middle of the desert, and we thought we were going to die. And now we're, clearly we are alive, clearly. But just little things like that. Travel is so awesome because it gives us all of these different perspectives of different cultures. And of course, Disney travel gives us all of the magic and the nostalgia and everything. It's the best, you guys.
It really is.
It gives you all those memories that people always tell everybody. They're like, it's so expensive. I said, yeah, it is expensive, but you have all those memories. You have those memories. Your children have those memories, your family members, and that's something that they're always going to have. Right. So money comes and goes, but at the end of the day, that will always be there. So,
yeah. And it makes me think of that. Remember that there was like a trend that was going viral around the holidays where people were asking their kids what they got for Christmas last year.
I did that with my goddaughters.
And everyone was like, I don't know, a bike. I don't, but if you say, hey, if you walked up to me and said, hey, Liz, tell me about the trip your family took to Disney World when you were 16, I'll be like, let me tell you about this. And I can remember, tons about that. So, when you guys are thinking about traveling and you're thinking like, I don't know, maybe I need to put it off. I got to save up some money, there's a lot of things that even as agents we can help you with, like, hey, here's how you can budget, here's how you can save, because making those travel dreams a reality is, I mean, it's what we do, it's what we live for. It's truly what we're passionate about it for our family, our loved ones, and our clients are just an extension of that. So that's really what you're getting when you use a travel agent too, is just that passion and that love for making memories and making literal dreams come true. That's partly the name of our agency, and the name of our podcast is that's what we are trying to do. So any chance we get to, we're going to try.
We're going to help.
That's right.
We want to. So, but before we get wrapped up for our first episode, which take 2, I think was much stronger than take 1.
Very smooth. Nikki didn't disappear on us several times.
My microphone didn't shut off for no reason whatsoever.
I didn't hit the mute button.
No,
only once.
So round 2, much better for round 1. But coming up, tell me, we have some upcoming episodes that I think all of us are excited. So tell me, Nikki, which episode are you most excited to share with the world? You don't have to have the specific name, but what are you most excited to talk about?
I'm most excited to talk about, probably because Disney's my jam, and it's traveling with kids. Traveling with toddlers and kids. We are going to have a great guest on, one of our fellow travel agents, Haley. She's going to join us on that episode. This woman travels with her children by herself for like 2 weeks. So she is a beast. So I'm excited to have her as a special guest on that episode, and to kind of give some tips and tricks and help people that feel like, oh my God, I have to wait till my kid gets older. Well, you don't. We're here to help you give some advice on what you can do to make those trips special.
All right, Ashlyn, what about you? What one are you excited about?
I am excited for a couple of things. I'm really excited because I do get this question a lot. Should I go to Disneyland in California? Should I go to Walt Disney World in Florida? And they both, to me, are just so special and so magical. You really can't go wrong with either. But they each have something unique about them that the other one doesn't. And so I'm really excited to talk about the difference between the two, because there are a lot of differences between Disneyland and Walt Disney World. And I'm also really stoked to talk about food.
I was going to say that.
Oh, sorry. I'm really excited to talk about food. There are just so many good restaurants and snacks. And yeah, I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. Ashlyn stole mine, but
I'm sorry.
I am so excited to talk about not even just Disney World food, but it is a small passion of mine to eat my way around every state, country, any place I go. I have to, I've been to Epic Universe twice now, and my goal both times was to try as much food as possible, and I left like rolling out the door because I just want to try. I like trying food, and it's the same like when I travel out of the country, or when I'm going to New Orleans in a couple weeks, and I'm like, here's the list of all the restaurants I need to eat at. So I'm very excited to talk to you guys about the ridiculous amount of food. And this might sound weird, but I love craft cocktails. I was a bartender for 15 years.
Oh, yes.
So I'm very excited to talk about, the cocktails at, theme parks especially, and the ones that are worth it, because you're going to pay a lot of money for those drinks, and some of them 1000% worth it. And some of them, they have a cool name and they look pretty, but they taste like trash. So I'm very excited to, talk about the food and drinks of, theme parks in the world. But I think that's going to be very fun. So
that's going to be a blast.
It'll be a good one.
Oh yeah. So stick around, guys. We have a lot of fun in store for you. We have a lot of fun episodes coming up, fun guests. And it's like we've said, it's going to be more than just Disney. It's going to be, dreams and destinations. So we have lots of things we're going to cover in the upcoming episodes. So, but if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to follow and subscribe to Dreams and Destinations on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. We air a new episode every Thursday, so tune in for all of your travel tips.
And be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Dreams and Destinations Podcast. And don't forget to follow A Dream and a Wish Travel Company on social media. You can visit our agency website or any of our Instagrams to request a vacation quote. We are here to help you make your vacation dreams come true. The links are all going to be in the show notes for you.
Also, you guys, if you have any questions or topics you want us to cover, send them over our way. We'd love to take a look at them. Maybe it's something we haven't even thought about. We'd love to feature them in future episodes. Thanks for tuning in. We're so excited to be here for our first episodes of Dreams and Destinations, and we'll see you guys all next week.
See you real soon.
Adios.
Bye.
Your imagination